Hello and welcome to QuizKit. My name is Matt. I'm one of the founders of Presidio Creative, which is a development agency that built QuizKit. And we built this app after years of clients coming to us asking us to build them more custom tooling and for more custom quizzes that allow them to do product recommendations, as well as capture more emails and more information about their customers that they can then use for both email marketing as well as personalization on their own websites. So with that, we built QuizKit. Our background is in development, and for the last 10 years, we've worked solely in Shopify. So we bring kind of all of that expertise as both a development and design agency into our app, and we're happy you're giving it a shot. So with that, I'll walk you through a couple quick things to hopefully help you get started with creating your first quiz on your website. And then, as always, if you have questions, we're happy to answer them through email, or we can also do a video walkthrough if you have specific questions about your quiz. So the real quick things to get started. First, this is our demo store. So in our demo store, I'm going to show you how we created this quiz. But then I'll also share some links at the end to show you how you can create your own quiz that looks more like some of the more customized versions like Versed, Bobby, which has a more customized feed guide on their page down here, as well as Hero Cosmetics, which is right here. So the first thing to get started is to choose a template. And so in this case, you can always start from scratch or you can choose a template. And in our case, for our quiz, we started with the skincare quiz number 3. And since we've already built it out, I'm just gonna jump into it from here. But you can have as many quizzes as you want inside of here. And you can pretty much customize it to the ability or the design level of customization that you're looking for. So for every quiz, there's sort of a couple key components. There are the questions that you're asking, there are the results that you're displaying, and then there are the settings around the visual piece, as well as some of the integrations around where did the emails or the phone numbers go for the people that are taking your quiz. So when you're in this view, this is where you can go and launch the actual editor for changing the text, changing the buttons, and changing the background colors for each one of these questions. As you go through each question has its own editor, and I'll show you in a second how you can add a timeline, and there's a number of different variations there. But within each question, they all have different types. So there are radio buttons, there's the image with text option where you can upload images, and on the left-hand side, you'll see the options for each one of those. And then there's also an a text box option where you can just have text but no image. Then there's also a slider option. There's an input option. So for example, if you wanted to know the person's name, there is a drop-down option, as well as just a kind of content/text option where maybe it's an interstitial between one question and another. And then the final is a file upload type question. So there's a lot of different options that you can choose from. And then inside of each one of those is where you can start to select the actual specific text and content that you're going to be filling out. So you can also move through the questions and see how you've set them up by clicking this little nav bar at the top to scroll through. You have a lot of control around whether or not you want the questions to be multi-select or individual select, meaning that you can select one or many as an option. So you can choose, in this example, you could choose multiple. And then within each one of the questions, there are different settings. So if you want to allow them to create or select more than one, you can do it there. If you want ability to skip the question, so rather than having to answer, they could skip it altogether, you could do that. Or more advanced is you can use custom logic where if you want to go from question 2 to question 4 based off the answer type of question 2, you can do logic jumps, which allow you to skip across the different questions. So with each one of these quiz types or quiz question types, you have a lot of those options available to you. The whole idea for us in creating some of these templates was just to make it as quick as possible to create a quiz and actually launch it on your store. As we move through and as you go through how all the results are calculated, there's a number of different results types that you can display. There's lots of different logic, so you can keep it simple or you can go fairly complex. What we generally like to say is start simple if you can, and then from there you can jump in and do more complicated things like have points-based logic. You can also have more advanced logic where you're mixing the two types. So there's a lot of different options from there. I'm going to go in and choose next just so we can get into it. And then the other thing that we've done more recently is we've added this feature for your results page. So when I look at Versed, for example, this is a more advanced results page where they actually have done a lot around the content so that they're showing an image of the set of products that they're recommending along with some text, and then a core set of 3 products that they're recommending here. And so what we've seen with a lot of the other quiz apps that were out there is just a really basic results page. And so what we wanted to do is kind of give a couple different layout options so that you could go in and actually create your own custom quiz right from there and have a lot more control around how the actual results page looks. So once you're on the results view, from here, what you can do is create your path. And so for our first path that we're going to create, you can choose the different questions and you can choose how they've actually answered those questions. And this is a very specific path around how they've answered this exact quiz. And then from there, we've created our path, and now we can go and select the products that we want to recommend. And from within this type, you can select products, a collection, products with specific tags, or you can redirect to a page that has nothing to do with just products. So in here, I'm going to select a couple products that I want to recommend, like these 1, 2, and 3, hit apply. And so now I've created my first path. And from within there, I can go create specific actions based off of how that content needs to be displayed. So for example, we have all this text built out where it says, give this a try, or give these a try, the results are in. Within each one of these components is very similar to the existing Shopify theme editor. You can go in, you can edit the whole results page, and then you have 2 options. If you want this to be unique across all of your results, you can check this box where it says use globally. And we have that option for each quiz type. So you can add images, and then you can also show the products that you're recommending down below. And so for specific, like if you wanted to look more like the Versed example, you would upload an image here that matches that results type along with the accompanying text. And then you can also then control the product section down below here in terms of what actually gets displayed for those products. So there's a lot of different customization controls that we built into this app, and we hope that you give it a try. If you have questions as you're setting up the quiz, please let us know. And with that, I will let you have at it. We have other videos around some of the settings and personalization components that are built into QuizKit. But for now, if you made it this far, you've spent 7 minutes with us. I think this is enough to get you started. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your day.